Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vanessa. It's been like 8 months since I recorded a video, and today we are going to be telling my birth story. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, birth story.
I wanted to record it just like for our memory, but we kind of forgot, and I wasn't a very pleasant person to be around at that time. So
you don't say.
Okay, so
I'm joking.
What's wrong, bud? He's tired.
No offense.
Okay, so I think I went. When did I first go to the doctor?
Monday.
So that Monday, I had lost my mucus plug, and I had Braxton Hicks like all day. And so we went to the doctor. I called them and told them that I had lost my mucus plug, and they told me to go in, and we'd stay there for like 2 or 3 hours, right?
Did they tell you to go in because you lost your mucus plug? I thought they told you to go in because I remember also you couldn't feel and move that much.
Oh yeah, it was that.
So it was that, and we got nervous because we couldn't feel you move.
You weren't moving. You weren't moving. Oh.
You were tired. You were sleeping.
And so then we went that Monday, and we stayed there for like 2 or 3 hours, and they said that like they put that thing around my belly and saw that I was having contractions, and I think they said that I was 1 centimeter dilated.
Yeah, 1 centimeter dilated.
And then just that I was having contractions. But then they sent me home.
Yeah, they said it wasn't anything abnormal.
And so come later that week, I think it was
Okay, so this all happened on like Thursday, I think June 18th, so he was born June 18th. And then his actual due date was like June 28th or 29th, so he was born like 10 or 11 days early, just if anyone was wondering, which probably nobody was, but say hi. Say hi. Okay.
I think like 3 a.m. that morning I was having I thought they were Braxton Hicks, but I think they were actual contractions now. And so I was having really bad contractions, and I just stayed in bed all day, and I texted Chayton. I was like, don't come home for lunch, I'm not feeling good. And then he still came home for lunch. But
had to come check on you.
And then what was it? What was I saying? Oh, and so before Chayton came home, I took like a 40-minute shower, and then I laid in bed, and I still wasn't feeling good. Like I couldn't fall asleep or anything.
Yeah.
And then after Chayton left, I took like another hour shower, and I still wasn't feeling good.
You weren't feeling good all day though.
Yeah.
Because I woke up to leave for work like at 6:30, and you were up before me because you couldn't sleep because it was just so much pain. You thought it was just
Braxton.
Yeah, you thought it was normal.
Yeah, and then so later that day, Chayton came home, and I still wasn't feeling good, and it wasn't like
she was dying.
No, I felt like sick to my stomach. I had like bad headache. Like I was just so tired.
Like she could not get out of bed. Yeah, you just felt like drained.
And then Chayton was like, I'm gonna go to the gas station and get some apple juice and Snickers for you because that's some of my favorite stuff. And then he got pizza. And so when he got home, it was like even worse, and I couldn't move. And then
so I told you I'm gonna go pick up dinner and get you some snacks. So I was just gonna run to the shop at on base and get her some snacks and stuff. And I told her just take a bath. They actually called.
Yeah, and they told me that
called,
I couldn't because I was in really bad pain.
Yeah,
so I
told
was
you just to take Tylenol and ibuprofen for the pain.
Yeah.
And to take a warm bath.
And they said because of COVID that they didn't want me to go in until the contractions were like a minute or two apart. And mind you that the hospital I was going to is like 20 or 30 minutes away with traffic.
Yeah.
And so it was and it's like a straight shot there, and it was just terrible to drive there. But yeah, I called them, and they just told me to take a bath and take some Tylenol or whatever.
Yeah,
and so I got in the bath, and it they were still super bad. And I called them again, and I was like, I just really need to go in, and I just want to get checked on. And she said no, just to wait it off. And then 20 minutes later, they were like a minute to two apart.
Yeah, I got back from going to get dinner and snacks, and she was just in the bathtub yelling. I thought Coach was floating in the bathtub, swimming around. I thought you had already had him. I was freaking out. And then I remember we called them again. We're like, hey, I need to go up there. It's my contractions are nonstop now.
Yeah, because the first couple times that I asked, I was like, could I go up there? And I was like, no, I'm going up there. I don't know if this is it, but the pain is
we're on our way.
Yeah, and It was like a 20 or 30 minute drive. It was
But
terrible.
I got there fast.
Yeah.
I was
And
driving.
then because of stupid COVID, hi, yummy, so happy.
You're so happy.
They had like the main entrance to close, I think. So we went there, and then we had to walk, and I was like struggling to walk around the hospital. And then when we got in there, they like tried like testing me for COVID.
Yeah,
She was like,
at the doorway. They had like they had a nurse or whatever at the doorway, like testing everybody for like fevers and asking them if they had any symptoms or whatever. When we walked in, and Vanessa just walked right past the lady, and I was like,
I said, I'm in labor, and she was like, oh, do you need a wheelchair? And I was like, nope, and I just kept walking because I was in so much pain.
I remember the nurse was like, oh, did he spit up?
I think he's about to. Where is he?
I remember the nurse was like, oh wait.
No, you can talk. Keep going.
Oh. I remember, where's that?
Yeah.
As Vanessa walks right past this nurse, the nurse is like checking my temperature as I'm walking. So she's walking with me, checking my temperature, and she's like, "You're good, you're good, you're good."
Yeah, and then, so once we got to the room and like got situated and everything.
Yeah, she was in pain too, because I know you were really bad pain because you started being so rude to everybody. You were mean to me. You were mean to the nurses.
I wasn't mean.
Oh,
She
was mean.
I was not mean. First of all, I was in pain, but I wasn't mean. I was like, what did I say that was mean?
When you asked that one nurse, you're like, "Oh, you were freaking out because they were taking forever."
Yeah, well, to you, whenever they would come in, I would be quiet because I wasn't going to be rude to them.
No, you were rude to them. I think they knew.
Like how? What did I say?
I don't remember. I think it was just like your tone.
Whatever.
But I mean, you were going through a lot of pain.
No.
So.
Yeah, and they were like taking their sweet time. Like
They were.
one of the nurses was like not the nicest, and she was like taking her time. But when I got there, they were like, okay, we're just gonna put the I don't know what it's called, but to like look at my contractions and time them and stuff.
Yeah. When
They're like, we're gonna wait an hour to check you, and I was like, we're not gonna check
when
you.
as soon as they plugged her in to see her contractions, the screen was just like boom, boom.
Yeah.
Like it was just so fast.
And then they came in like an hour later, and they checked me, and they were like, oh yeah, you're 3 centimeters dilated.
Yeah.
And so then they were like, let's get it started, and I was like so nervous.
Yeah, you were 3 centimeters dilated, and then they had you they gave you the ball. Right?
To bounce
the bouncing ball, and then what else did they give you?
I think that was it.
I think
I don't know. But then after they checked, I think within like 2 hours I became like 8 centimeters dilated, right?
I don't think it wasn't even 2 hours. I think within like an hour and a half. And
Yeah.
She went from 3 to 8. Super
And then the
fast.
doctor was like, "Oh, your contractions are super strong. It looked like on the screen they look like you're on
Heartbeats.
pitocin or
Yeah.
whatever." And so, I was just like crying to Chayton. I was like, it hurts so bad. They're not doing their job. And then I was like, they said that I had to wait for the epidural. And then I was super nervous because I had watched videos and they said that like if you got too far along that you couldn't get the epidural or something like that. So I
Yeah,
was super
she
nervous
asked for the epidural like every 5 minutes. She's like, "So when am I gonna get the epidural? Can I have the epidural?"
Bobby, don't be sad.
You okay?
You go get his toy.
Let me see.
What was I saying?
We're talking about the epidural.
Oh yeah, so I asked for the epidural like basically the whole time, and then they finally gave it to me. But it was weird because they told Chayton that he had to he couldn't be in there.
Yeah, they told me I couldn't be in when she got the epidural, which I mean I don't know. I know that's a rule, but I don't know.
I don't know because I've seen some people or
I didn't
say
want to
that,
be in there though because I know it was like a long needle. I didn't want to see that.
and they were so nice.
Yeah.
Like, one of the
everyone there was
ladies-
super nice.
Except for one, but one of the ladies she was hugging me while I was getting it, and I just I started crying in her arms while Chayton was out.
I was nervous because they told me to step out in the hallway. I went down the hallway and there was like a little waiting area. And I was waiting over there and they said that it was gonna be really quick and that they would come get me. But I was waiting in there for like 20-30 minutes because I had called my parents because we didn't know we were having a baby that day.
Yeah.
So
we still weren't sure.
Yeah,
until-
so I had to call my mom. I was like, Vanessa's in labor. Like it's the real deal. So I was talking to them for like 15 or 20 minutes. And I was just pacing back and forth.
Yeah, and and then whenever they gave me the epidural, they just read me everything and the side effects and everything that can happen. But I remember when they gave me the epidural, like, you know, like when the doctor hits your knee and like your leg flies up, that happened for some reason.
It hit your spine. That's why.
And then she like asked if I could still feel something. I forgot. I can't even remember. But I could still like feel the right side. And so they did something else. I don't know what.
When I got back into the room, so I left the room for like 20-30 minutes so they could do the epidural and everything. And when I had walked back in the room, you were just a completely different person. Like, I walked in there, you were so calm, laying down, smiling, like you couldn't feel anything.
That stuff works.
I was like, I'm so thankful for this shot.
I wish they would have given it to me earlier. But yeah, like it like made me in such a better mood. And after that, like everything was pretty easy.
Yeah.
And
So
then, how long after did we start pushing?
After the epidural, maybe like 30 minutes. But I was bringing up. So we got to the hospital, and yeah, you can try.
Oh, it's okay, guys. It's his nap time, so he's a little tired. Hey, look.
So we got to the hospital like 6:30, maybe like 6:37, and you got the epidural probably around 9:30, somewhere around there.
I don't know. I know he was born at like 10:30 or.
Yeah, he was born at 10:40. So what's it? Phone call. So yeah, you got the epidural, and maybe like 30 minutes after the epidural, like you started pushing.
Yeah.
And
pushing was so easy for me, but what I didn't know is that you push when you have a contraction.
you were just pushing the push.
Yeah, so like my doctor would tell me like push, and then I push, and then one time I was like, they were all like hyping me up, and they're like, oh, go mommy, you got it, you're so close, and so I was like, oh, I got this, and so like I just started pushing, like my doctor didn't tell me.
So in the beginning, the actual doctor was like, this is gonna be practice. We're gonna run through some practice pushes. I don't think Vanessa heard the word practice, because the doctor was like in shock because Vanessa just started pushing out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, she was like, oh yeah, this is it.
Okay. That was so funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, you pushed and they were hyping you up the whole time. And
there was, but one thing I didn't like is there's so many people. I think there was like 10 or 15 like ladies coming in and out of the room.
Yeah, so you did pushes and sets of, it was 10 seconds, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
How long did I push for? Like,
and you only pushed for like 10 to 15 minutes.
Yeah, so it wasn't that long. And that didn't hurt at all.
Yeah, she couldn't feel anything. And she was like still smiling and stuff.
And they put your leg up on the, what are they called?
The little side things, I don't know. She was like still breaking my hand and everything, but you couldn't feel anything, so I don't know why you were squeezing my hand.
But like I remember, I think it was after. So I pushed for like 10 or 15 minutes, and then Coach was born.
Yeah.
He came out, and
I remember when I saw the hair the first time.
Oh, like before he was even out.
Well, when he was still in there.
Yeah. The doctor was like, "Oh, he has lots of hair."
Yeah, I wasn't planning on watching that. Like, I was just gonna like kind of stay back, but I don't know. It just happened in the moment, and the doctor was like, "I can see his head," and I was like, I wanted to see him, and I could see it. Like he had so much hair. All I saw was his hair.
And then after 10 or 15 minutes pushing, he was out. I think that's really it. And then, like, whenever my legs were up on one of those things, like, the epidural still was, like, in my body, obviously. And so, I don't know why, but the doctor didn't, or the nurses didn't hold my leg. And so, it started, like, slipping down and it fell off. Her leg just drops up. And then, like, 30 minutes or, like, 45 minutes after I had gotten the epidural, they were like, oh, why don't you try to go to the bathroom? Because, I don't know, they said I was super dehydrated, and what happened?
I don't know.
I don't even remember. I know I was super dehydrated, so I got like IV or something.
When Coach when he came out, and the doctor picked him up for some, he was crying, he was yelling, but then like the doctor gave him to you, like he laid on your chest. As soon as he touched your chest, he just got so quiet, and he grabbed my finger. Like I tried to touch him, and he just grabbed my finger, like he always does.
Oh, you're not happy, Bubs.
Well, not now, because.
But, and then they told me to go to the bathroom, and like, so I stood up and tried to walk to go to the bathroom, and I started like stumbling and falling, and I was so embarrassed, and because the nurse like had to catch me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I can do it if you want me.
Yeah,
but she was like, it's okay, this is normal.
She was stumbling around.
Before we could go to like our second room, I don't know. I feel like we had to stay in that room for like an extra hour because. I don't know.
Because you had to. They had to give you something in an IV bag.
Yeah.
They had to give you a certain amount.
Yeah, I don't know. But we had to stay in that room extra. And I kept getting worried because they were like, oh, if you don't go pee, then what did they? I don't even remember. But yeah, and then I think we stayed there for like 2 or 3 nights.
No, it was only 2 nights.
2 nights?
Yeah.
In 3 days.
2 nights and 3 days.
Yeah, we didn't get to leave the next day until like 5 or 6. But like, I would stay up like watching SpongeBob. And one night I fell asleep with Coach in my arms, and a nurse came in there and she was like, "You're not allowed to do that." But I think that's it. Anything else?
He slept really good at the hospital too.
Yeah.
He slept in his little cradle. We had to wake him up because he wasn't eating. He didn't want to eat. He just wanted to sleep the whole time. He was lazy. You wanted to sleep, right, Bubs?
But overall, labor wasn't once I got the epidural. If I could get the epidural like as soon as like labor started, that would be great. Like,
yeah,
it wouldn't be. I would obviously. I'm gonna do it again, but like.
Yeah. It was definitely. I was expecting you to be way more pain.
Really?
So I was really nervous for it, but I feel like it was super. Like I think we had a really great delivery experience. It just happened so fast.
And I did have one tear, but it
Yeah,
was
you
like
had one-
super
yeah.
small.
Yeah.
So it was only like a couple stitches. And after I gave birth to Coach, I think he's going to sleep. Like a week or 2 after, I had a really high fever, like of 103 or 104.
We were nervous. We thought she had.
No,
we didn't think you had, but everyone was thinking you had COVID.
Yeah, all of the doctors here, like, it was mastitis, but the doctors here, they were like, oh, it's COVID.
Yeah.
And they didn't think anything else. And I think usually when you have mastitis, like, you can get antibiotics or, like,
something like that.
I don't know, but.
Yeah, I'm happy I had gotten some time off so I could stay home and help Vanessa. Because you were in the bed. I mean, you weren't in the bed, but you kind of had to take it easy for like close to a week, you know?
Yeah.
You didn't walk around much.
Because my fever would go away for a couple days and then it'd come back super, super high.
Yeah. And when we got home with Coach, for the first time when we got home, it was Sunday. It was our first time bringing him home. I was so nervous because we got home and I was like, okay, like, what do we have to do? Like, I was freaking out. I was like, I need a checklist. Like, I remember I checked his diaper like every 20 minutes. Like, I checked, like, I remember I knew he wasn't sick or anything, but I would check his temperature to make sure he wasn't sick. I was nervous. I just felt like we weren't doing something. But it was really a good experience.
Yeah, it was.
And then our family came in. Her family came in like the next week, and then my family came in a week after that. So it was good. We got everyone got to meet Coach.
Yeah, but if you're pregnant, don't be scared. Like, it wasn't that bad after the epidural.
I was more scared than she was, but yeah, I don't think it was. I think women are a little over dramatic.
Whatever, Chayton.
Just saying.
Whatever.
I was expecting.
I'm gonna find that one thing and do it to you.
That contraction simulator.
But I think that's it. He's sleeping now. Do you have anything else to say?
No, that was it. It was awesome. It was a really, like I said already 3 times, it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
See if we ever do it again.
Whatever. We'll do it again in like the next 9 months.
9 months? You're
in
crazy.
9 months we'll have another one.
You're crazy.
Well, that's the end of our birth story. Baby Coach is starting to fall asleep. Remember to like and subscribe.
Like, subscribe, and comment. Aren't you recording another video soon?
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to make another video soon. So be on the lookout for that. Watch it. Like it. Our Instagrams are down below. You can follow us.
Thanks for watching. See you guys next time.
See ya. Good.
Your Instagram is gonna be there?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think so.